more details tonight about the man accused of stabbing his girlfriend this morning on Old Hammond Highway and then setting himself on fire. Paramedics rushed Stephen Heinrich Jr. to the hospital with severe burns described as life-threatening. Officers found his girlfriend, 23-year-old Stacy Charles, stabbed several times around 2 o'clock this morning on Old Hammond. She did not survive. Investigators say after stabbing the victim, Heinrich then drove off, crossed into oncoming traffic, intentionally hit another vehicle, and then set himself on fire.
Michael, Sylvia, before Stephen Heinrich came to Louisiana, he had an extensive file of criminal and civil harassment complaints against him filed in Westchester County, New York, including several protective orders. 2 a.m. Thursday. 23-year-old Stacy Charles is laying in the parking lot of this Old Hammond Highway apartment complex, bleeding out. Baton Rouge police say her ex-boyfriend, 28-year-old Stephen Heinrich, had stabbed her multiple times before crashing his car and setting himself on fire.
They could have done their homework.
Dominique Ramkaran says Charles's death should have been prevented.
I told the DA, I said, y'all not going to do anything until someone dies. And look what happened.
Ramkaran, who lives in the same New York town as Heinrich, knows him well. He and her daughter went on a couple dates in 2023, and since then, their entire family's life has been a nightmare.
A year and a half you harassed and stalked my daughter. A year and a half you have tortured us.
She says when her daughter no longer wanted to see Heinrich, he began constantly harassing her, her daughter's friends, and other members of their family to the tune of hundreds of calls and messages a day, often from fake numbers.
To the point my phone is on Do Not Disturb. If you're not in my favorites, you could not reach me.
Ramkaran says the police didn't do much about it until they got a restraining order against him, which he was arrested for violating. However, he never served jail time.
After he violated the order of protection numerous times, they gave him probation.
At some point, he came down to Louisiana and began dating Charles. Ramkaran says her daughter's friends tried to warn her.
Rose reached out to the young ladies like, leave this man alone. He's crazy. He's going to stalk you. He's done it to my friend. She didn't believe us.
Soon after that, Heinrich was arrested for allegedly beating Charles. Commissioner Keena Kimball gave him a $2,500 bond and a restraining order. This was just 1 week before the stabbing.
So how does a man that has a flipping assault, like a harassment, has probation, have warrants, were able to slip through the system, get a $2,500 bail, and was able to go back to the same young lady that he harassed and kill her?
The WBRZ investigative unit has learned that at this hearing, the state did not have his complete criminal history, but did tell Commissioner Kimball that he had been arrested for violating a protective order in the past year.
The system failed both of these young ladies. It failed every young lady that had to go in the path of this man. He was supposed to be in jail.
According to Baton Rouge police, Heinrich had 6 different protective orders filed against him from women out of state. It's not clear why the DA's office here in Baton Rouge didn't have access to that information, but according to BRPD, they all have access to the same database where they could have found it. For the investigative unit, Bess Casserly, WBRZ News 2.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 6. For the Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. Kol Holayim La, Al-Banawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekak Kwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. Sirach chapter 12 verse 6. For the Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. And that's what this was. It was ordained and commanded by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to bring his vengeance upon this Israelite woman. Okay, that basically, as you see, you probably gonna have to zoom into the her posts from her social media. You know, her basically talking about she hates Jake, this and that. You know, give me the white man. How come the white man don't love me as much as I love them, etc., man? Okay? And, you know, as it states in the book of Job, no one perishes being innocent, man. Okay, so the Lord brought this judgment, this vengeance, this grievous, horrific, okay, vengeance, man. Okay? As I've stated before, and as I'll state again, I've heard niggas in the world literally say, I would rather be shot than to be stabbed, man. Okay, and this woman was stabbed by Esau, and she bled out on the pavement in an apartment complex, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so again, Sirach 12 verse 6, for the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, hateth sinners. So this woman was a sinner. Okay, the Lord didn't see fit to spare or have mercy upon her, man. Okay, and this is just another example of various videos that myself and other beloved brothers have done of the N-Dub getting judged by Esau. Okay, because that was your lover that you chose. You chose that man to build a foundation, to bring forth his demonic future clan members, future oppressors, seed to the forefront, to have some melanin coming through you. Okay, so the Lord brought judgment, destruction, his wrath upon this woman, man. Okay, so let's continue, man, because again, this was all done by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man, and all the issues of death belong to the Lord, man. The Lord is the one that commands and brings forth the judgment, whether it be a blessing or whether it be judgment, man. Okay, point blank, period, man. Everything is done and comes from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, starting off at verse 30. For we know him that have said, vengeance belongeth unto me. I will recompense, saith the Lord. And again, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, shall judge his people. And that's what he did. He used his sword, which is the Edomites, to judge this woman. And you know, obviously not right there. Look, we hate niggas over here. Okay, and you know, not a bad looking Eve, man, but a lot of these women are demonic, man. Okay, and it also shows the curses of these women actually hating the men of our nation, vice versa. Okay, verse 31, for it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And this is a prime example of the type of judgment, okay, the type of a grievous, horrific judgment, Salaki, the Lord can place and bring upon you, man. Okay, just because he saw fit to do it this way, man. Okay, and again, the Lord made her suffer. Okay, because again, being stabbed and being shot is two different things. Okay, to be stabbed, to have your skin punctured with a knife over and over again, hitting your arteries, hitting your organs, etc., and then you being damn near paralyzed and in pain, and then you bleeding out. You know, you literally feeling all that pain, and you literally, you know, gasping for air, etc. Okay, because more than likely you're going to get stabbed, you know, in your chest and your side, etc. Okay, and again, you're going to be, you know, fighting for your life in pain, man. Asking yourself why you're transitioning to the spiritual realm. Okay, so it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Lord, man, on the left hand side, to be judged, man. Okay, and the Lord has risen and set up his prophets to warn you, man. Okay, and again, you Israelite woman, again, I'm gonna say it again. This is not the first video I've done where the N-Dub, the Israelite woman, the so-called black woman, however you want to receive it, has gotten executed by her Edomite husband, her Edomite lover. Okay, What do y'all not get? Okay? You choose the devil, man. Okay, and again, as it also states in the book of Proverbs, I believe 20 and 24, if I'm not mistaken, man's goings are the way of the Lord. How can a man understand his own way? So all this is orchestrated and done by the Heavenly Father. Let's grab another precept to prove that point. Let's go to the book of Job, chapter 12, verses 9 and 10. Who knoweth not in all these that the hand of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai wrought this? So the hand of the Lord wrought this judgment. The hand of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai brought this woman to her demise, to her destruction. And guess what? He used her lover, an Edomite, to do it. Because you women in general, not just the Israelite women, but women in general, they cleave to filth, to wickedness. Okay, because this is a pleasure. Y'all delight in these things because it's exciting, it's unpredictable. Okay, it's chaotic. It's destructive. It's like a roller coaster full of emotions, man. Okay, because you women truly believe that your life is a fairy tale. Your life is the main attraction. Okay, Job 12 verse 9. Who knoweth not in all these that the hand of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai have wrought this, in whose hand is the soul of every living thing and the breath of all mankind. So the Lord brought the judgment. And guess what? The prophets are out here to warn you, to tell you to repent, come back to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. As it also states in the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 7 verse 19 on down, the Lord has told you through his prophets what to do and what to observe and how to avoid judgment, how to avoid this destruction, man. Okay, but what do our people do? They scoff, they mock. They want to continue to believe that they can manifest their own destiny, and what they have been indulging in and partaking in, they believe that that's the right way of life. That they're justified in all their acts. Everything that they produce with the works of their hands, man. Okay? And the Lord said he's not going to spare. He's not going to show no pity, man. And he's done being silent, man. Okay? Point blank, period. Matter of fact, let's because this is judgment, man. And it's only going to get worse, man. Okay? And don't come to us when all hell breaks loose, man. This is 2 Peter chapter 2. I'm going to read verse 9. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation. So, again, this young woman was not godly. This young woman was not shown any pity, any mercy from and by Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. And again, the Lord don't give a good goddamn how good you look, how well your breasts sit up on your chest, how your ass sits up and is perky and it's jello-y, whatever it is. The Lord don't care about none of that, man. Okay, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai gave you everything that you have. Salakia. He cares about you actually submitting to him. Okay, renewing and transforming your mind according to his guidelines and standards, man. Okay, not being rebellious and disobedient, man. Okay, 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 9. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. And that's what this was, man. This woman was reserved until this time to be judged and punished and go through this horrific judgment by and from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai in this form. Okay, in this way. And the Lord is doing all these things, giving his prophets insight on these news articles, these news clips, to upload these clips and line them up with scriptures to let you know that the Lord is about his business. He's about his word, man. Just like he said he's going to keep his promise and give us protection. He's going to fight for us, etc. He's also going to judge our people. He's also going to put those to death that don't want to listen and hearken to his words, which we also know that it's also of predestination. Okay, you can't be a wicked Israelite every single time you come back in the world and then all of a sudden you're righteous. No, everybody comes in a lot. Okay, and it's been time and time over and over again. Our people love death, man. Okay, as it states in the book of Proverbs, those that hate the Lord love death, and our people love death, man. They live life on the edge, man. Okay, matter of fact, let's grab this perfect precept. Let's grab this, because again, you making a union, a foundation with the devil, and this man is death. He is as death. Okay, it's nothing for this devil to shed blood. Okay, he don't care if it's his wife, his children, his family members. He doesn't give a shit. Okay, to be clear and blunt and straight to the point, he does not care. This is Sirach 9 verse 13. Keep thee far from a man that have power to kill. But no, you want to build a foundation. You want to build a family. You want to become this man's wife. You want to choose this man over your own men of your nation because he's in rulership, and you want to escape the curses. You want to have acceptance. You want to be loved. Okay? Sirach 9 verse 13. Keep thee far from the man that have power to kill. Because again, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai gave these people power to kill. Crafty, cunning hunters. By thy sword thou shalt live. If a person lives by the sword, what does that mean? They're blessed to be able to be masters with that sword. Okay, to dominate and devour with the sword, man. So shalt thou not doubt the fear of life. And guess what? You women, you doubt the fear of life when you make a covenant, a bond, and build a foundation with these devils. You doubt, he ain't gonna do nothing to me. He loves me. I love him. I show it. Just like she said on one of the posts right here. She said, how come white people don't love me as much as I love them? Okay, I think this is it right here. Matter of fact, because I want to prove that point. Let's see. I think this is it right here. Yep. Look. Oh, Kurt, I don't know if I wasn't a white man anymore, they'd be having all types of problems. That's not the one, but it's one that she does say, how come they don't love me as much as I love them? Okay. I don't know where it's going to come out at, per se. If I can catch it, I'll expand it so y'all can see it. Sirach 9, verse 13, continuing on. Make no fault. Here it is right here, Salakia. Here it is right here. White people never seem to love me as much as I love them. Sigh. Do you hear this shit? This is the N-Dub, an Israelite woman. White people never seem to love me as much as I love them. You can't make this shit up, man. That's why I just want to make sure I grabbed it so y'all can see it. Okay? Continuing on, Sirach 9 verse 13. Make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city, because this place was set up for us. This place was set up to be a trap for us to never succeed, for us to never prosper, man. In actual reality, that's part of our judgment, part of our punishment here in Babylon the Great in this captivity, man. Okay, but again, you women that want to choose the devil, you're choosing evil, you're choosing wickedness, you're not choosing what is good. And right now, since the prophets have been, again, risen up, put in their rightful positions, awoken, given the knowledge, the wisdom, unlocked the understanding from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Now you know what good is. You know how to go about life. You know how to conduct yourself, man. So everybody has been warned. Everybody has been informed. So you cannot say you have not heard of this truth. Everybody knows, man. especially with these wacky tacky, you know, so-called celebrities, you know, speaking of Juicy being one. Okay, everybody knows, man. Let's grab this. This is the book of St. John, chapter 3 John, chapter 1, verse 11. Beloved, follow not that which is evil. Okay, and again, these women that make a union, okay, they become lovers with this devil. They following which is evil, because this world is evil. Everything in this world is nothing but you know, wickedness, man. Diabolical shit. Okay, perverseness, corruption. Everything about this world is contaminated with unrighteousness, man. Okay, 3 John 1 verse 11. Beloved, follow not that which is evil, but that which is good. And guess what? That which is good is being professed and proclaimed by the prophets, man. Okay, but people reject, they mock, they scoff, and they want to continue to have the delusion of creating their own destiny. No problem. He that doeth good is of the Most High. And again, the Most High is dealing with small numbers, man. The Most High is not dealing with the whole nation, man. And we see that. Okay, and a lot of you Israelites don't realize that. Okay, especially those of you that claim you're in the truth, man. The Most High is not dealing with the whole nation. 2/3 is a very, very big number. 1/3 is a small number compared to 2/3, man. Okay? But he that doeth evil have not seen the Most High, because also too you N-dubs, you believe that the so-called white man is God. You worship him and look at him as God. Okay, you know, just as JC. Y'all believe that this devil's y'all savior, and that's why y'all put so much loyalty and reverence and respect towards this man. And this is what happens to you. This is exactly what happens to you, man. Okay? And one of the main reasons why he kept on getting off and everything else was because this is their captivity. They see nothing wrong. They don't see anything wrong with this guy. You know, maybe, you know, he needs a therapist, you know, to talk to every once a week, and, you know, just to get his feelings out, and he'll be okay. That's what they believe. But, you know, let Jake even do one smidget of what he's done. Jake wouldn't be getting out of jail, getting no bond and everything else. You're right. A nigga is guilty until proven innocent. And even if you prove a nigga, because that's how they see you, to be innocent, they still gonna find you guilty, man. That's just the pure hatred they have for you, man. Okay, let's close out. Judgment is right around the corner, man. It's right around the corner for all you, man. Okay? Where is that? Proverbs chapter 4, verse 14 and 15. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. And that's what women like this have. They do. They enter into the path of the wicked, because again, when you become one with that man that you're dealing with, you know, whatever type of stuff he's in, you're going to be in. Okay, because Salakia, you like that man. There's something about that man that makes you attracted to him, and, you know, connect to him. So you're going to be acceptable of what he takes pleasure in. And you Israelite woman that, you know, seek the path of these Edomites, you basically commit and condone and give your alliance and acknowledgement to evil, because that's what they're all about. Point blank period. If their lineage is of Esau, the Edomites, that's what they're all about. Okay, point blank period, man. And with you, you know, being with these devils, you believe that you're better than your own people, and you also believe that you made it. Verse 15, avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. But nah, you embrace it. Okay, again, you look at this man as your savior, and you think, as you saw, stop the video, read the tweets. I don't gotta say that. Just read the tweets. Read the tweets. And this is not, again, this is not nothing new for us. And our people are under the curses, but with the prophets out here, declaring the truth and letting you know what it is, there's no excuse, man. Okay? There's no excuse. But read her tweets, man. Read her tweets. Okay, and I'm just gonna leave it right there, man. I don't want to write this out, man. I hope and I pray that this was edifying, uplifting, and informative to the true, sincere Aki and Wa'akwaf. So with that, I'm just gonna say Shabbat Shalom.